What's up guys, Ranger here, and I'm back with another reaction and commentary. And somebody informed me that a brand new Mickey cartoon was out, which is Sock Burglar. And this is actually a mini cartoon. I can tell because of the thumbnail. And then whenever I went to the page, the cartoon summary. So, really excited for this one. So let's go ahead and let me start with the music I was listening to there. Full screen this, and let's get on with the cartoon. Okay, I apologize for that. I was getting some lag on YouTube, so I just I was getting some lag on YouTube, which doesn't surprise me. But yeah, okay, let's restart the video in 3, 2, 1, click. Hang on, I was a little bit off. 3, 2, 1, click. That's adorable of Minnie. And again, Rusey just can really sing. Oh my gosh! Is that all swallowed on the paper?
No! Minnie! My sock's been stolen! Oh no! Wait a minute. You don't wear socks?
What? I wear no shirts.
We have to do something! Red alert, boys! Sock emergency!
Dang!
Tomorrow, everyone will have a pair of socks again. Good night, my darlings.
Phantom Bullet, what are you doing here? Wait. That's Pete. Or it could be the Phantom Bullet. Okay, I love the atmospheric build-up for that.
Good morning, my little... Now get that rotten sock, burglar! Oh, tea's ready.
Oh yeah.
Socks.
The Beagle Boys! Oh my gosh!
You only wanted one, so you kept taking and taking...
The Phantom Bullet!
A sock sickness.
Oh my
Left everyone in the world single socked. Isn't that right, Buster?
I love the build-up for this.
I confess, I drank all the milk from Mickey's carton, and I backwarshed. Hey, someone's cooking fish. Oh no! My sock's been stolen!
Oh great! Oh yes, Ninja Minnie. I love this. That's Pete. I so want to see fan art of this.
Okay, boys, string 'em up.
Yep.
Pete? But why would you steal all those socks?
Do you know how hard it is to find a sock for this? I searched for years, but nothing fits. So I says, if I can't have 2 socks, then no one can.
That'll work.
Oh, thank you, Minnie Mouse. Go be free.
Okay. Oh.
Now that I got a sock, I could do what I always wanted to do. Rob banks!
Oh, okay. I'll absolutely adore this cartoon. I love this cartoon. I absolutely love this cartoon. And first off, okay. First off, I have to go a little bit back and forth here to talk more about some things that happened. First off, first of all, I absolutely love this cartoon, and I love that that Minnie is getting her own cartoon to herself from time, her own cartoon to herself. from time to time as a main character. Because a lot of the times she's just, I mean, there are cartoons where she and Mickey are in a cartoon together, and it's basically a Mickey and Minnie cartoon. But it's cool to occasionally see a cartoon that she has to herself. It was pretty much like that back in the 1940s. Back in the 1940s, whenever Minnie did have a few cartoons to herself. Somewhat, but again, it was especially more prominent on Mickey Mouse Works and House of Mouse whenever Minnie had some cartoons to herself, and so it's really cool that I'm really glad that they're following up with that and giving Minnie a view of her own cartoons as well. I also love it, especially that Mickey is in the cartoon as well. So it works that she is in the Mickey cartoons, Mickey is in the Minnie cartoons. So I love that. And additionally, I mean, just like the different voice changes. I know Rusey has been doing Minnie since 1986, but again, it continues to blow my mind at just how much, I mean, just the range that Rusey can actually do with Minnie's voice. I mean, like so many different things, different emotions, and she captures it so well. I mean, she does such a fantastic job, and I mean, she does just an incredible job. And then singing as Minnie as well, just so incredible. And so again, it's just so freaking incredible. And then we got to see an interesting take on the whole sock disappearance thing. And yes, I was right. Looking at this newspaper here, yes, there is Oswald. Yes, I'm looking at it, and it's on the obituaries. And there's a picture of a rabbit, and it looks like Oswald. Interesting setup. Fanfiction writers can take advantage of that. I know they can. But it was really cool here. I love Minnie whenever she's like, wait a minute, you don't wear socks. I love just how, like, blunt and observant she was with that. I love that. And then it was really cool whenever, again, I love the atmospheric build-up whenever Pete snuck in and started stealing. I love the dark ambient atmosphere to this. It was really, really well done. And then we got a clock here, which is basically, which basically has Mickey's face. I love that. It's very cool. I think it's cute that Minnie has... I think it's very cute that Minnie would have a... couple of items that would have Mickey on. That's basically my headcanon for that. And then whenever Minnie dresses up as a detective, I love that. It was so cool. You don't really see it that much. Mickey's mostly the one who ends up who ends up solving cases. Mickey's mostly the one who is a detective. And earlier, like in the very earliest comics, Minnie wasn't really happy with Mickey doing detective work, though I think there was a transition over time where one could probably say that she became more okay with it, and she ended up getting involved in some of the cases several times as well, and helped Mickey. And now there's also a couple of comics out where Minnie there's a couple of comics and there's one or two comics and a storybook where two different stories actually, where Minnie solves a case as well, where she's like a detective. In one, she's not a detective, but in another one, she is. And so it's really cool to it's really cool to be able to see Minnie as a detective in this. The atmosphere of this is just really great. I love the trench coat and the hat with the little flower on it. It's so Minnie. It's so totally Minnie. And again, it looks great on her. I would honestly love to see more things like this with Minnie being a detective. I love it. And then we got cameos. We got cameos by the Beagle Boys. I mean, who are famous for DuckTales fame, and the the Scrooge McDuck comics. And then we get the Phantom Blot. The Phantom Blot returns. Oh my gosh. The Phantom Blot, of course, more prominent in the Disney comics, but did make a few appearances in House of Mouse as well. Really great to see him come back. And then we got the evil witch, or the evil queen from Snow White. Really awesome to see that cameo there. That was just freaking hilarious. And then the Big Bad Wolf. We got the Big Bad Wolf as well, who obviously wants to eat Minnie. Noticing that second time around. So, yeah, again. And so then, again, with this scene here, I love this atmosphere. And then poor Goofy. And then another transitional scene here was whenever Minnie, like, decks herself out to become like a full ninja. I love that. That's something I've never seen before, is Minnie being portrayed somewhat as Minnie being portrayed as a ninja. But I love it already. I love it, and again, I'm really hoping that fan artists and fan fiction writers will take advantage of that to be able to write more about Minnie being a detective and a ninja. I love that concept. It's wonderful. I love it. It's new. It's new, and I want to see more of it. I think I can also imagine a little thing in my head where, like, Mickey doesn't, like, Minnie does this, and then Mickey finds out, and he's kind of shocked, and at first Minnie feels guilty because she didn't tell him, she didn't, like, get a chance to tell him, but then he thinks it's totally awesome. And so, again, and then with Pete, again, I love the callbacks because, I love the callbacks with having Pete having the peg leg, because, Pete started off with a peg leg Pete in the earliest cartoons. There were some renditions of him in comics and cartoons where he had legs, but the biggest portion of him has been portrayed to have a peg leg, hence the name Peg Leg Pete. And so, again, it was, I guessed early on that it was Pete, but honestly, it worked for Pete. It just worked for Pete to be that way. And then, I love the concept of how nice Minnie is, and how much she wants to help people out. And then this scene with Mickey and Minnie hugging, just adorable. And, then we also got this moment. Actually, it looks, just looking back on the scene, that you could say one of these two characters here on the left side are Oswald. And then Pete revealing that he wants to rob banks. Not a surprise, honestly. But, not a surprise. That it was hilarious. And honestly, whenever Pete said something I always wanted to do, I was imagining him going to be saying something like, tap dance! Something like that. So, robbing banks, yeah, it caught me by surprise, but again, I know that's what they intended, and it worked. It was great. And then this moment where Minnie was like, oops, and she kind of realized that she kind of goofed. I love that because, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I love the fact that Mickey isn't the only one who has the crazy hijinks, and that Minnie does as well. It adds more depth to that, and it goes to show, again, that more so that both characters, that they're not perfect. They make mistakes as well, and it adds more depth and relatability to them. And then I guess to show more to me that the characters literally Mickey and Minnie are made for each other. Again, I love that, like, at the end, like, how Minnie is just like, oops, because she ended up helping Pete to start robbing banks. So it was comical. I loved it, and again, it showed more depth, and again I love whenever they have it that Minnie has pretty much the same hijinks that Mickey does. It adds more depth, I think, to the character. Not that Minnie didn't have plenty of depth before, but I think it adds a lot more to it, a lot more relatability, and helps more, to fit sort of, with Mickey's hijinks. And I mean, and so, there are some times where Minnie doesn't have the same hijinks, but I love the concept whenever she does, basically, and that right there moment is something I can imagine Mickey would have done. So I really love that, and again, I absolutely love this cartoon. It's absolutely wonderful. Again, to Disney, thank you guys so much for making this wonderful cartoon. I love this cartoon. So again, to Disney, to everybody that worked on this cartoon, thank you so much for making another wonderful Disney cartoon. I absolutely love it, and I know a lot of other people will as well. Thank you guys again so much for making this cartoon and for continuing with these Mickey cartoons as well. It's so great to be able to see Mickey and Minnie and the rest of the main 6. Hopefully soon the Epic 8 to be added in. I mean, to continue with that, to see them back on TV again doing these. It's so wonderful to be able to see that the Disney characters, basically started it all. So again, to Disney, everybody, thank you guys so much for all the continuation, for cranking out these cartoons, making these wonderful cartoons. I absolutely love them. They're just so wonderful and delightful. So thank you guys so much for this. And again, thank you again to the people that requested that I do this cartoon. And like I said, I mean, I absolutely love this cartoon, and the story concept of a sock burglar. It's funny. It's wacky, it's zany, but then again, it fits in the cartoon world. I mean, it just fits. And it kind of brings, I mean, like, you know, the old trope about about one sock going missing. This is an interesting take on that. So, again, it just fits. And at the same time, I mean, with Pete, I mean, wanting a sock for his own to fit his peg leg, and feeling that if he can't have one, then nobody will. Pardon me. Then nobody will. Very interesting, and again, it did make you feel for him. And then he turned around and started robbing banks, and you're like, well, crap. I mean, in actuality, that actually happens in real life. There are people who will make you feel sorry for them, and then whenever you help them, you realize you screwed up. You realize you were played, you were screwed up, and you're like, oops. And so, again, it's relatable, only it's a lot more comical in this than what it is in real life. A lot of times it's not comical in real life. So in this right here, it was just comical. But again, I loved it. It was wonderful. I absolutely love this cartoon. So again, to Disney, thank you guys so much. Everybody that worked on this cartoon is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to everybody that did this cartoon. This is absolutely wonderful. I absolutely adore it. And also to the people that requested that I do this, thank you guys again so much, and I'm really happy that you guys enjoy the reactions and commentary, and I'm really thankful for the continued support and everything for me, for the channel and everything, and for reactions in general. So again, thank you thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.